moreover, let's get in the third part of 39 day. Okay, would you like to wed anyone? You know, you might have pursued anyone with a flirting behavior. That kind of treatment. You might have actually welded someone. In that way you are actually a smart person, and you have to be, because you are excellency, and you are is within you, and brilliant. You are actually in the process of, you are actually an outstanding person, and you are actually in the process of becoming a brilliant person. You have to be bothered, never ever keep uh you mustn't have to be apart from the part of that journey, that internal ultimate journey. You must have to focus on your career, on your chasing dreams. All in that case, you will become that person. So even you have to learn to bridle. When you can bridle in that way, that will lead you and make you even you calm when you are in pressure. When you are also dilemma, pressure, a lot of you have a lot of devastating, dismal, miserable, and a lot of complicated and complex situation around you, but you are just stay calm. You are still meditating, and what you are, even sometimes you get engaged and involved in what uh, home or what workout, anything like that. In that way, you'll become more, you are actually becoming more and more stronger day by day. And you have to become, because if you are how fragile and feeble person in that way, even when you're exhausted and what tired, in that, even in that way, you have to go ahead with the positivity, with the hope that you can do something better. Then start, you mustn't have to compare yourself with other people. Let them do anything, whatever they would like to do in their life, because their life is theirs, and our life is ours. So we must have to think our, we must have to consider only our goals, our purpose. Only in that way we can be happy, and that joy will makes our journey more easier than it used to be. And if you come to clamor, when you're in pressures, when a lot of kind of perilous things, perilous way comes ahead of you, that way you mustn't have to feel, because people come to, I know there are a lot of people, I say they are amigatory a lot of things, that whatever they are like doing, they like to do in their life, they are like, all these things are like how ambiguity, so in that way they can become that person, and that is like how really anti and antediluvian. People come to assume your personality like how anti, how I'm not even pronouncing the word antediluvian. So we mustn't have to feel and make everything like how caliginous. Even a lot of caliginous things are around you. You must have to treat and have to behave with that things how really with kind and care. In that way, that will, you can able to get rid of from that problem. Okay, or anything like that, whatever is around you, you can just come out of from that activities or anything like that with a proper mentality. Yeah, I'm here with my what, with discipline. Somehow I'm gonna feel like really exhausted or tired. In that way I can even be perplexed, fall into a perplexed way. But what about my success? What about chasing the dreams? That will everything. So I must have to, my journey non-stable. Only in that way I can chase the dreams, or either I can become a person whatever I like to become, or that will be so how, even that is really hideous. Or people are just here thinking and entertaining in a hilarious way, but my journey will be really pleasing. Sometimes it can give so scorching benefits to me, but I'm not always praying for that kind of things. Sometimes the journey can be tough, really how complicated, but I'm not gonna complain about it to the life, about life. I will let it happen, whatever is actually happening around me, or that is actually gonna what happening above me. I'm not gonna care. I'm always working beyond my limits. I don't look what, if I'm gonna cross my limits. All in that way I will know my worth, my value, and I can I can able to use my wisdom properly with the help of knowledge that I have. So that's it. and we have to leverage everything whatever we have, our knowledge, our wisdom, all in that way we can become even a little bit better person. And we always have to think about that person. If somebody come to decapitate anything, because you assume, just like you are assumed and recognized as a leader, and you have a lot of people who are working under your decisions, and you are actually leading those people towards positive, towards organization or institutional purpose, motive, or anything like that, and you are mobilizing everything, every resources of the organization in a proper way. But some people come to decapitate, de a lot of people, and the external environment work as a how they decapitate uh, you. In that way you must have to come and go ahead with that flawed things, only in that way but you can grow yourself and found yourself as a how leader, even in the even while you having thought things, and that's it. And what your journey will be how emer emerthine or anything like that. So you mustn't have to adumbrate anything like that. If somebody come to adumbrate, you won't able to get anything from that person, even that is really how informative, or really precious and stunning thing, but you can't ever, because they are making and what setting the masses in obfuscate through the way of they're making everything obfuscatory or anything like that. Then how can you get the masses, or how can you decode? And even they are working as a source of decoding, but you can able to decode that things. And you can sometimes you can able to afford that person, but you must not have to, because if you come to affront those people, they will get revenge, and that way you'll just get betrayed in the return. Except that you won't have anything, and that is they will come to in the future, like how they can even any any mad fate you. So you must have to think about that things, and you mustn't have to betray anyone. It can create a lot of really terrible and dismal situation, and we must have to think about it. And if you once you can able to decentral yourself, you can able to come out from your every terrible and anxiousness and hot your restlessness behavior and mentality. In that way you can able to become that person you ever used to be and you would like to become. So that's it. You must have to decentral. Okay, you must not have to discompete or anything like that. Even people are feeling, and your own mentality is feeling in that way, you must have to act like, because you are just a what an introvert person. You must have to think about your progress, your purpose, your life, your motive, your goal. So if you come to you must have to face and embrace all the tough and complicated situations in your life. Only in that case you can become. Otherwise, you'll just come to assume everything just like bog, ambiguous things, and you just think it's highly just. And how can I face and embrace all the things in a proper way? And that way, you always what you can focus, and you can your concentration won't be enough for your journey. So in that way, people will come to assume you like have callous person, but you are not a callous person. You have proper mentality. You are actually a good person. Even at thinking, or what taking decisions, but you just feel awkward and embarrassed, or shame, or if people when you have to say something out of them. But you mustn't have to take worry about that. We have, if anything has disadvantage, and that's except instead of that thinking about that disadvantage or that kind of ability, or what the thing that you actually that kind of things you come to embrace, uh, except that we have also advantages and merits. uh, Instead of thinking about that, let's talk about that thing, in that way we can able to gain a lot of look at things in the region. And then how you can assess your everything, whatever they are remaining in within you, just like anger, your frustrations, or confusion or perplexed what things within, they are still within you. And you are thinking about how it are disraising you. And what so you mustn't have to think about the strange things. You have to think how to remove all these things or terminate from your mentality. In that way you can become